All right, I think we can continue. Let's give some more peanuts to our stellar J friends here. Oh boy, there are so many. All right. Noontog says, "Not this one, Solvi. Come on out of the water, please." Solvi stares at her soon-to-be mate for life. Her stare is that of a selfless martyr who wonders when she's going to snap. Solvi, "No, it can wait, Noontog. The fish are not going to be here very long." She pauses. It's only a dream. Noontog plops his large body on the snow and places his head between his paws in her direction and waits. Noontog to himself, "Only a dream." He snorts snow in her direction. If she only knew. Noontog finally tells her of his dream. It's an intense premonition of terrible things that are to affect the entire land, and he knows deep down that a flood of water is going to destroy everything they know and love. Noontog, "All of our neighbors were there, Solvi. Everyone we know. It's going to be something so big we won't be able to prepare for it." Solvi, "So when is this supposed to happen, Noontog? I hope it happens so soon I won't have to put up with your anxious voices and dreams anymore." Noontog, "I don't know, Solvi. All I know is I've never been more sure about something in my life. And you know my dreams have foretold the future before." Solvi, "Well, the one about the giant penguin was..." Noontog, "Never mind that one. We leave the polar bears and fade to other animals all over the globe, such as buffalo in the North American plains, cheetahs of Africa, kangaroos in the Australian outback of this one continent world. Remember that. In each dissolve, we get to know a few of our main characters. Please think of movies like Altman's film in particular shortcuts for some of you movie buffs, where we have 6 to 10 groups of main characters instead of just 2 or 3 main characters. But in Noah's Ark, these characters meet and interact with each other when they get to the Ark. Some characters, of course, will be stronger than others in their impact to the story. Noontog and Solvi, for example. During some of these visits, I got to get these birds some more peanuts because they're acting crazy here. They're begging from the sidelines here. Okay. During some of these... Oh, hey! You don't have to get noisy. During some of these visits, it's apparent that mankind has become extremely warlike, greedy, and cruel to one another and animals, just like the Noah story straight from the Bible. As marvelous and wonderful the world of animals is, man, by contrast, has become dark, violent, greedy, and evil. Images of people robbing, killing, tasteful enough for a G-rated film, cruelty to both people and animals is evidenced. A person kicking his dog, another mistreating a woman, and so forth. Another main couple is introduced from Africa, the cheetahs. A half-blind cheetah by the name of Tutaka is disturbed in her sleep. First, her one dull gray eye opens slowly. Then, in alert cheetah-like speed, her good, clear, and shining yellow eye joins the other with strained, raised brows. She mumbles, and her ears slowly migrate toward the front of her forehead. We see a vision she's experiencing. Before her, in the royal blue colors of the night, we see waters beginning to pour from the clouds in the sky. It looks realistic, as if the rains are really happening. They're dreadful rains, and the vision is not a pleasant one. The entire plains of Africa seem to be flooding, and the cries of animals and humans is eerily heard in subtle fashion. Just as quickly as the vision occurs, the vision is wrapped up in the clouds and disappears. She is still awake as she blinks her eyes in disbelief. Then we hear her talking to herself just a bit. Tutaka. What's that? And then, Udu? Yes, I know him. Cross dissolved to the cheetah pride. The next morning, Tutaka slowly approaches her friend Udo. Udo. I think these are African names I looked up, so we switched from Norwegian names to African names. Udo, I have to talk to you about something. Could we be alone? Udo is a handsome cat. Tall, strong, lean, with a striking face. A gorgeous creature. What is it, Tutaka? Can it wait? We're about to discuss tomorrow's hunt. Tutaka, no. Udo, I'm serious. I'm sorry. I don't think it can wait. Please, it'll only take a few moments. My paper's running away. We've got autumn breezes blowing my outline away. Sorry about that. I don't believe in editing, so where the hell am I? I'm sorry, I don't think it can. Please, it'll only take a few minutes. Tutaka pulls at Udo with her teeth. They head towards the trees. Udo. Oh, Tutaka, if it's about that walk we took last week by moonlight, I don't know. I mean, I don't want you to think, how should I say this without... Shh, Tutaka says. Udo, I know it was just a lovely conversation. Nothing more. We're just friends. But something extremely unusual has happened to me. And you have to be let in on it. Udo looks at Tutaka in bewilderment as she continues. Tutaka, you see, she begins slowly. I've had an experience. Last night, I was in a deep slumber, and all of a sudden, I had a vision. A vision. Okay. What was this vision? Tutaka. Well, I'll tell you in a minute. But it wasn't just a vision. Someone was telling me, or asking me, to, take part in a kind of mission. And this voice wanted me to, it asked me to ask you to do something very, very, very important with me. Udo. A mission? What? Who? Who approached you? Was it our pride leader? What does he want of me? And he wrinkles his nose slightly. You? No offense. Tutaka. Oh, don't worry, Udo. I know it sounds crazy, but it isn't our leader. Actually, I'm not sure who or what it was. All I know is it was real, and it was urgent. I just don't feel entertaining enough with a couple of stellar jays grabbing peanuts in the background here once in a while. Anyway, Udo, just get to the point. Tutaka, please stop feeding the stellar jays. I haven't all day. And just what was this urgent message? Tutaka, there's a beat of silence. Then in an almost whisper she says, there's going to be a devastation. And I think of films like The Road and the Day After Tomorrow for things like this. A flood that will cover all regions. We're being warned. And we're supposed to find others who've been warned. Udo. More silence. Udo's eyes are round, and the whites of his eyes look like round pools of milk. He's beginning to think she's gone crazy. He shakes his head left and right, but tries to remain somewhat polite. We should tell everyone we know then, Tutaka. Why just find others who've had this vision? Tutaka, I know. That's what I thought. But the instructions were so very, very clear. Seek others who've had the same experience. So Udo starts to lose all patience and begins to blow her off. This woman is pure and simple crazy, is what he's thinking by the expression on his face. He tells her he needs to get back to more important things, but through some feats of psychic proof, Tutaka shows him things from his mind and soul he thought he never even knew about. Things that her dreams let her in on, so she could prove to him that this was also all authentic. An example, Tutaka. What about the dream you had last night? The one with your mother, you know, when she was so much bigger than life and she was the only one in the pride who could ever bring home the kill? And what about this place over here? And she leads Udo inside a secret rock cave of his and points to the scratches on the rock. This one happened when you cursed your brother for his arrogant attitude during his elevated status in the pride. And this is when Jazima let you know in so many words she was not interested you in the least and rejected your advances. Udo, why, you conniving little hellion. I see what you're doing. You want me so bad. You've been stalking me like a hyena in heat, thinking this hairball scheme of yours is about a flood that's going to scare me into mating with you? Ha! Ha ha ha! Tutaka, how could you be that desperate? Do you deep down want somebody who in reality doesn't want you? Tutaka can't believe Udo's insensitivity. She had always held a great deal of respect for him despite his somewhat conceited aspirations. And yes, maybe she did love him and would have loved him if his love were returned. But she never would have forced this story or any other just to trick him into becoming her mate. She was not desperate and had a great deal of self-worth. She had no idea why she experienced this vision, but like all animals that know when a storm or an earthquake is coming before man, she was not about to ignore what she knew to be real, even at the expense of losing her best male friend. All of the dealings with her emotions in the last 48 hours were too much for her to take. Tears began to swell in her eyes, and with cheetah speed, she tears into the jungle. I go into present mode there. You know, it goes between screenplay and book, which I like writing books. Anyway, Udo feels bad about the way he treated Tutaka and finally finds her the next day. They make up, and he begins to take her story just a little bit more seriously. Udo was always chasing the prettiest cheetahs in the pride, and now he was considering leaving the pride behind for Tutaka and her intuitive coaxings. Part of the lessons learned in the story, therefore, and this is me talking again, are not just on a large scale. Lessons are learned by the very coupling of the various heroes of our tale. So we go all over the planet with all these premonitions and dreams about an upcoming flood. And in our day and age, it could be anything from floods to freezing to climate change, global warming, to a high scale where everyone's in trouble. Anyway, okay. I'm going to pause the video so that I can get this on, and we'll have part 2 within a day or two. And look at those stellars.
Look at the stellars, they're just waiting.